section we are doing that we are opening to you guys, obviously, and it's sort of, I suppose, it's a hear me out, hot topic, hot take section that we're doing with you two here today. So I'm going to let James go first. With me and Johnny do know what the hot take is. Spoiler alert. But yeah, I suppose it's for James to pitch what his hot take of the week is.
So my hot take after 3 weeks, it is, circumstantial on the rest of the season, obviously, and how things go. But if the Steelers continue to win games, I think a lot of it will be due to their defensive performances, as it has been through the first 3 weeks. And if that continues to happen, I think we will see a defensive player win MVP, league MVP this year in TJ Watt. The last time it's happened twice before, 1971, Alan Page of the Minnesota Vikings won, but Lawrence Taylor in 86 was the last defensive player to win it. It's very easy to give it to the quarterback. They get all the accolades and everything else, and the defensive guys just get Defensive Player of the Year. And TJ Watt has deserved it, rightly so, over the past few years, but I think he deserves more credit than he's actually getting. He's putting up the numbers that we've come to expect from him already. 3 sacks, a fumble recovery, 10 total tackles. He's got a sack every game already this season. And if he carries on that trajectory, he could put up the best numbers he's ever done. But yeah, I think obviously the Steelers have got a tough schedule, especially at the back end of the year. And if we just run through it quickly, it's at Colts, v Dallas, at Raiders, v Jets, v Giants. Week 9 bye, then it ramps up at Washington versus Ravens, at Browns, at Bengals versus Browns, at Eagles, at Ravens versus Chiefs versus Bengals. So all their division matchups come in the back end of the year, and that could be where the pressure really gets applied. But again, that's where somebody like TJ Watt can really sing and come alive and carry this team. Obviously, we've got to hope he doesn't pick up any injuries and stuff along the way. But yeah, so that is my pitch for the hot take, is TJ Watt to win league MVP this year for a defensive player the first time since 1986.
Obviously, I love it. Obviously.
Shocking.
As a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, I am in love with this. I mean, he has been robbed of a lot of Defensive Player of the Year awards. Like, he won it in 2021, should have won it last year, robbed of that. And has other years where he should have won it as well. 6-time Pro Bowl. My thing is, he broke the sack, the single sack season record. Sorry, no, he matched it. He matched it. He matched it. Sorry. I think when if he did that, and as amongst everything else that he does, that would have been maybe the time. I just think at the minute though, there's like 5 quarterbacks who are playing at a really good level, but like not an incredible level, like just a really good level, And if you got to the end of the season, you had like multiple quarterbacks that were all playing at a pretty good level, maybe an elite level. Let's say it's 4 quarterbacks who are playing at an elite level, and then TJ Watt playing at an elite level as well, on track to maybe match that or get close to that sack record again. I think it then becomes an option. He is just such a game. He is a single wrecking ball game wrecker. He changes everything in every game on that defense. He is so good. My other thing is Aaron Donald also did the same thing and never won it either, and got in the conversation a couple of times, but never won it either. I mean, I want this to happen. I definitely want this to happen. I think it would be really, really refreshing for it not to be a quarterback. I think it would be massively refreshing. The fact that it's not happened since 1986, it feels like it's probably never going to happen again, unfortunately. But why not? Let's just shake it up and change it up, NFL. We are bored. We get bored of the same teams getting to Super Bowl all the time, like the Patriots and the Chiefs. We want to see something new and fresh. And that is TJ Watt as MVP. Yeah,
I think as I said to you earlier, I mean, if we were voting for MVP now at this stage after 3 weeks, for me, the 3 front runners would be especially after the performance last night. Josh Allen, I think Kyler Murray will be up there because I think he's carried the Cardinals in an impressive way, and TJ Watt, and I don't know why he deserves it any less than those guys. And this is the problem for me with the league, and obviously with the Associated Press who vote for the award and everything else. It's just, okay, it's an offense-driven league. I understand that, and they get all the glory and they make the shiny big plays and everything else. But the defensive side of the ball is equally as important. And what's that saying? Is it offenses win games, defenses win championships? Now, like I understand that the Steelers aren't necessarily winning championships and everything else, whereas maybe obviously the Chiefs are, and maybe say Chris Jones, but he's really sluggish throughout the season and only comes alive in the playoffs, really. Whereas TJ Watt is alive all the time. If you put him on these teams, on the Bills, on the Chiefs, or somewhere like that, for example, where they're pushing every time, I actually think he would be in with a shout even more. It's only potentially the team that is on and they're not making massive shockwaves in the league and going on like 12 game winning seasons, whatever, that maybe holds it back. But I think if they make the playoffs this time around, and I think obviously they've got themselves in off to a great start, and if they can carry that on up to their week 9 bye, only having picked up a loss maybe or two, it's going to be a lot of defensive play that gets them there. I admire what the Steelers have done offensively. It's been very scrappy and sort of very in your face, but I like this sort of return to 1970s kind of hard hitting, hard nosed, smash mouth football, and it comes on both sides. And TJ Watt is got to be at the fore of that. And I think now is the moment, if it's going to be ever. I think we've seen far more impressive defensive displays league wide than we have maybe over the last couple of years. The games feel closer, the defenses feel like they're changing games more than they have done, and the Steelers are sort of epitomise that at the moment for me. And so, yeah, let's just make it happen just once before it, and then give it Mahomes again if you want. Boring, just anyone, whatever. Go back to it for the year after that. But let's just give the defensive guys some praise, some glory, some love. Shine the spotlight on them just for once, because they are as important, if not more important, than the guys on the other side.
It's a hot take. It's a hot take. Can Johnny beat